Hello everyone, welcome to Assist Biology. In this video, we will discuss about fertilization and implantation, and this is the fifth part from the chapter Human Reproduction. So first of all, what we will learn today, we will see how much distance does a sperm move before it's fused with the ovum. That is the distance traveled by the sperm before fertilization. Then where fertilization occurs, that is the location of the fertilization. Then we will see what is cleavage. Then we will see how implantation occur and many more. So let's get started. So first of all, how far does a sperm move? That is, a sperm have four functions, that is to swim towards ovum, to meet the ovum, to fuse with the ovum, and to provide the haploid set of chromosome, that is the paternal chromosome, to the ovum. So it must swim towards the egg, and then if the fertilization occurs, then the egg will have the instruction to grow into the new organism, that is the haploid set of the paternal chromosome that is supplied by the sperm to the ovum will act as instruction, that is the instruction to develop into a new organism, that is to new offspring. So this the sperm must fuse with the ovum. Then one cell after the division, that is the fusion of two haploid cell, then they will become a zygote, that is a diploid cell. Then it will become again 2 to 4, then 8, and then 16 cell stage, and this process continues. And the remarkable property is here that here the number of cell is only increasing, however the size almost remains same, that is the size of the zygote remain almost same, and the number of cell is increasing. That's why what happens, the number of nucleus is increasing inside cell, and thus the nucleocytoplasmic ratio will increases. Nucleocytoplasmic ratio will increases. Okay, then after 9 months, that after the 9 months of fertilization, that one cell will become a complete new baby, that is it have all the organs, that is hand, legs, and other gonads, then chest, etc., to form a new baby. So but what happens, the process starts only with the swimming. So a sperm cell is about 1,000 of an inch long, that is it's very few, that is 1 inch, and it is 1,000 part of an inch long, and it although means they are very small, they swim at an average of 7 to 10 inches, that is 7 to 10 inches per hour. And to reach a ovum, they have to swim around 192,000 times, that is almost 2 lakh times you can say, of their own length to meet with the ovum. So here you can see the diagram. This is the matured ovum. Then these are the sperm. Only one sperm will fuse with the egg cell, that is to form the zygote, and fusion of the one sperm changes the membrane potential in such a way that new sperm can't fuse. So this prevents polyspermy. This is quite evident in sea urchin. Then here you can see there are two cells that is formed after mitosis. So here the cells division are mitotic, and what happens, the nucleocytoplasmic ratio is increasing as the number of nucleus is increasing, but the cell, that is the cytoplasm, is been decreasing, because the same space they will occupy although the number of cell is increasing. Then you can see here there are 4 cell, you can see here 8 cell. So at 16 cell stage or 8 to 16 cell stage is called morula, and morula is a solid mass of cell. You must remember solid mass of cell. And here you can see the location of the fertilization, that is the fertilization is the ampullary ischemic junction. Here the fertilization is taking place, and the fertilized egg is moving towards the uterus. Here you can see. So here you can see ABCD leveling is there, and here the enlarged diagram. So morula, after morula there will be blastocyst stage. We will discuss this. So a day after, means 1 day or 2 day after the ovary releases the egg may unite to form the, that is the with the sperm to form the zygote. So sperm are deposited in the vagina during the sexual intercourse, and they propel themselves to the uterus, that we have already discussed. They travel around 2 lakhs time of their own length to fuse with the ovum, and what happens, they move towards the means the it moves through the fallopian tube towards the egg, and where the process is taking place, there is a fertilization taking place in the ampullary ischemic junction. Here you can see the ampullary ischemic junction. So you remember this word, the junction between the ampulla and isthmus, that is a fallopian tube having 3 parts: infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus. So the ampullary ischemic junction means the place where the fertilization is taking place. And here you can see the diagram how the means the fertilized egg is moving towards the uterus, and you can see the 4 cell stage, that is the 3 cell 16 cell stage, that is day 3. Day 5 is the blastocyst. We will see the trophoblast implantation, how it is taking place. You can see the uterine lining, that is the endometrium, perimetrium, uterus, cervix, vagina, all of these things is evident in this diagram. Then when the sperm penetrates the egg, it triggers the egg to complete the meiosis. As you know, the process is arrested to the metaphase 2, so it completes its meiosis to form the complete cell, means one egg cell and another the secondary polar body. And the sperm also is undergoing the changes, that is the tail will fall off. The tail is having only function to provide motility, and after it moves to fuse the ovum, the motility is over, that is the role of motility is not there. So what happens, the tail will fall off and the nucleus fuses with the nucleus of the egg, and this resulting cell is called as a zygote. So the zygote contains all the chromosome that is needed for a complete, that is the human diploid or any other, in other species also the zygote contain on the information. And here the half of the set of chromosome is from the egg and half is from the sperm. So here what happens, that as the chromosome are coming from two different that is the two different individual, there are more chances of the speciation, or you can say more chances of evolution and variation. Now come the implantation. So after the zygote formation, that is the zygote is formed here after the fusion, then the starts cleavage. So this is a repeated mitotic division as it moves through the fallopian tube, and this process is called as cleavage. So the repeated mitotic division, where the number of nucleus is increasing and cytoplasm, that is the ratio of the nucleus to cytoplasm ratio is decreasing, that is the cleavage. And the daughter cell the produce are called as blastomere. So these are the blastomere. This is having 2 blastomere, this is having 4 blastomere, so these are the blastomere. Then after the stage, that is the cleavage, then morula will be formed. This is a 16 cell stage, and always remember morula is a solid mass of cell. And the blastocyst, the cell division continue in the morula, because it have to form the complete organism having n number of cells, multiple cells, so the division continues, and the blastomere become arranged along the periphery. Here we will see the blastomeres become arranged through the periphery, and central cavity is there, hollow cavity is this, and the embryo at this stage is called blastocyst. And what happens, this is the blastocyst, you can see. So the, that is the sequence, you can see, first of the egg, then zygote, then morula, then blastula, then embryo, then fetus. All these things we will discuss in later videos. So here you can see the blastocyst, that is the blastocyst is the stage, and the blastocell is the hollow cavity. And what happens, the cells become arranged as an outer layer of trophoblast. Here you can see this is the outer layer, this is completely seen in this diagram, this is the outer layer, that is the trophoblast, and the inner cell mass is called the embryoblast. Then why this is called embryoblast, because this will form the embryo proper. Here you can see the endometrial lining, and this stage is called blastocyst stage, and the blastocell is the hollow cavity. So there are number of blastula, celioblastula, stereoblastula, but at present level we need not know, means we don't need to know all these things. Only you have to remember the blastula is the, that is the blastocell is the hollow cavity, and morula is the solid sphere of cell, and the blastula is the hollow sphere. And the blastula can be differentiated into the, that is the distinguished into the inner cell mass, that is embryoblast, and the blastocyst cavity blastocell, and the trophoblast, that is the outer layer of peripheral cells. Then the implantation. So the blastocyst continues down the fallopian tube and reaches the uterus about 4 or 5 days after fertilization. So as you know, the movement of the zygote continue, and the division is also continuing towards the uterus. And when the outer cell, that is the blastocyst, contact cells of the endometrium lining, the blastocyst embed, means it will become attached. Here you can see in this diagram it is quite evident. So here you can see this is the trophoblast, the finger leg projection they are appearing. So it will become embedded in the, means endometrium, that is the inner lining of the uterus, that is a blood vessel, and the endometrium prepare itself to receive the zygote. Okay, it is reaches blood vessels, it will thicken, etc. So the lining the uterus, the blastocyst embeds in the endometrium, and this process of embedment, that is the embedding of the blastocyst in the endometrium lining, is called as the implantation, and it generally occur about a week after fertilization. And if fertilization is not taking place, the unfertilized egg and the your uterus lining will fall up, and this process is called as menstruation, as we have already discussed in the menstrual cycle. Then here you can see, here this diagram I only put to show you how this is taking place, that is the internal cross section. You can see these are the means cells of the uterus. This is the trophoblast. So the microvilli is there in the syncytotrophoblast. Here you can see the heparin decreases trophoblast apoptosis. These things is not in your syllabus, but only you can realize the number of cells, means then the signaling process, etc. So only you can see the endometrial lining, that is the luminal epithelium, and you can see the inner cell mass, hollow cavity, that is the blastocoele. So this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching.